true, true,
True. True.
true,
True.
true,
You're what's good? What's good with y'all? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? How y'all feeling? We got PK in the building. How are y'all feeling? Good morning. Shout out to the early birds, you feel me? W's in the chat. Make sure y'all let each other know where y'all coming from. Link up in your city. You feel me? Link up. If you don't know, I am in the DMV, so I'm on East Coast time. It is 8 a.m. Tasteful Deviant in the building. Y'all know it's a party now. You know what I'm saying? It's a celebration. You feel me? Make sure y'all link up. Good morning to everyone. Grand Rising, my brother. That's your ASMR for the day. Give me a little sip of coffee. Y'all know we be talking shit. We're going to talk more shit today. First off, we got about 1.5 million people in the chat, so W's to that. Listen, if you don't know, here's your spiel, right? I'm still new here. I've been here about 51 days, but here's your spiel. If you're new here, you feel me? So, my name is True Keyman. You can call me True. All my friends, all my viewers, my community, they all call me True. You call me True, right? I normally stream about 7:30, 8-ish in the morning during the weekday, and about 10:30, 11-ish in the evening during the weekday. On the weekends, I take the days off. I got to spend time with the family, give them some time. You may catch me lurking on some Twitch streams or whatever. The schedule's not completely set, but we've been consistent for the most part. I am a 9-to-5 worker, so every now and again, even when I'm on Twitch, maybe I'm commenting in your comment section or I'm viewing your views or I'm lurking, I be in and out, right? Sometimes I go into my office during the week, so you may not even see me stream at all, right? Exactly. What's a schedule? Listen, I'm here. I need you more than you need me. So I'm going to go when I can. And if I can catch you, perfect. If you catch me, even better. But we all know the deal. I need you. You don't need me. Anyway, I'm a variety streamer. I stream a little bit of IRL. I just chat. I may play some games. I'm supposed to be getting a game today. We'll see if that happens. Listen, chat, my brother, he may come through. He's supposed to be giving me a game today. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to see. Y'all might see me on a couple of different games you haven't seen me on, but right now, I'll play some Fortnite, I'll play some Fall Guy, I'll play some different things. We do different things here. We learn. We're learning about the journey. We're going from zero to hero, right? What that means is we're going from somebody that nobody knows to someone everybody knows. You feel me? But yeah, if you've seen the title of the episode, y'all know the vibes here. Y'all know we try to at least, even though we don't really come up with a content, right? We didn't rehearse anything. I do come up with a title based on my current thoughts, and I just from there just flow with it. So if you saw today's quote unquote episode title, we're talking about life, the biggest comedian, right? And if we know one thing or another about life is if you heckle, you will get roasted. If anybody's ever seen a stand up, first of all, let me explain what heckle and get roasted is for someone who may not know. And for Tasteful Deviant, just to let you know the game that I am supposed to be getting, as we learned yesterday, we don't want to make promises because we don't want to underdeliver. But my brother has a PS5, so he's going to give me his PS4, right? And listen, PS4 is a huge upgrade when you have PS0. I have no PS, right? I don't have any PS. If you don't know what games I have, just so you guys are aware, and let's show you the camera. Y'all know I got plenty of cameras set up, right? So the other camera's there. But let's take it live real quick. So this, in case y'all have never seen my setup or the type of games that I have, I can't go too far because like this one is plugged up. But you see here, I have a Nintendo Wii. Over here, I have a Nintendo Switch. Down here, I have a good old retro Xbox 360. And then over here, underneath the Hot Wheels track, that be a Nintendo 64. So if you can see that, that is a Nintendo 64. I know, bunch of random games. I do have some games, and they're all hooked up, I believe. But if we get the PS4, oh, we're killing them. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be killing them, chat. Oh, geez. And if you're wondering what game is currently in the N64, that's 007 GoldenEye. Shout out to slappers only. You feel me? But yeah, if you've ever been to a stand-up show, you know the heckler, right? The heckler is the person who may or may not have paid for a ticket to attend said show, and they insist on badgering the comedian, right? They want to be the comedian of the show. They want the spotlight on them. So while the comedian is trying to perform, a heckler may be the only person booing or the only person commenting some random things, right? Basically annoying the performer, right? In this case, the performer being life. Yes, life. Life is a AI, right? Because life will literally take any form that it has to fit the situation. I heard a ding. That was my iPad, I think. I don't. Scam likely is texting me. So life is a performer, and it'll take any version or form that it needs to appeal or to do whatever it needs to do for your specific situation. In this situation, me being in, let's call it either above average height or average height for a superhero, right? So that's how tall I am, right? I'm a pretty tall dude. But at the moment, if I am over 6 feet tall, I think life is currently taking the form of an avatar. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking the last airbender. I'm talking a Navi. You feel me? I'm talking a 9'8" skinny blue avatar that plays basketball or hunts or flies on a banshee. You know what I'm saying? W to Ronnie in the building. What is good? You feel me? We got everybody coming through. A lot of Jimmy Carr versus hecklers lately on YouTube. We're gonna have to chat. We're gonna have to check that out. We're gonna have to check out the Jimmy Carr versus hecklers. But let me tell you something. The hecklers don't typically win, right? And in some situations, the hecklers might even be drunk, and they may even do something to try to like, all right, this comedian is roasting me so bad, I need to just defend myself. Like, how do you get roasted so bad your only resort is violence? You feel like you're being physically attacked by the comedian's words. That's how bad they get roasted. Some hecklers will literally rush the stage to try to fight the comedian. You know what I'm saying? It's like they got a reel of audio playing in their head and they thought they were the comedian. And they end up the butt of the joke. And now all they hear is, fight back, fight back. So now they got to try to defend themselves physically. It's like, whoa, you rushing the stage? You asked for this. You're heckling me, right? So that's what life is doing. It's doing it to me. It may be doing it to you. But it's damn sure roasting our ass right now. You feel me? Do you feel me? W's in the chat. But life, listen, we all know life, right? I'm going to give you a prime example of how life used to roast me until I learned to, hey, I'm not heckling life no more. Because when you realize how funny it is, you will laugh. If you don't laugh, you will cry. Right? Well, let me tell you an example that you may or may not resonate with, right? Are you old enough to drive? Do you drive? I drive. I've been driving for a little while. I'm in an area where I need to drive. But in my earlier driving days, my, let's say my vehicle wasn't the best. It wasn't. You know what I'm saying? You know how you get a car? You already know the car is used, right? But that don't matter because we're excited that we're able to get a car, regardless of how you got it. Somebody gave it to you. You paid for your first car. My first car, I'm here to tell you, I bought from an auction, right? And I bought that car from an auction, and it wasn't even the choice of the car I wanted. Because when I went to the auction, me being a young and happy-go-lucky, you know what I'm saying, teenager / early, 20-year-old, just happy. I'm going to get a car today. Ooh, I'm going to get that car. That car's so nice. I'm ready. I'm at the auction with my maximum budget, which includes anything that needs to be fixed with the cars, of $1,500. Oh, I was rich. I'm leaving this bitch with a Maybach. You feel me? I'm leaving here with a McLaren. You feel me? I got $1,500, right? I'm leaving with that car right there. The cars come through. My car up. Ooh, this about to be a breeze, right? We're going to start the bidding at $500. I said, bet. I'm about to get this bitch for $500. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to take care of whatever else I need to take care of for another $100. And we good. The bid opened up. 500. Got 500 here. Next bid. 600. We got 600 here. Like, hold up. That was kind of fast. I could have sworn they said that the bidding was moving by $50. Why did we skip 550? How did we go straight to 600? Now I'm counting my money like, hold up. Now I gotta pay 650. I'm like, all right, 650. Right? Somebody else, 700. 700? Whoa. We're moving way too fast. We started a millisecond ago, right? This is my first auction. Now the adrenaline's pumping. My hand is sweaty, right? I'm trying to calculate as fast as the auction is going. All right, if I buy the car for $750, I'm like $750. Somebody immediately after $800. Like, bro, what are y'all doing to me? Can't you see I'm a teenager trying to get a car? Leave me alone. Let me get the nice car. They were like, nah, bro. You don't belong here. They hit you with that. You don't belong here, right? Shout out to Ronnie at work grinding. You feel me? Somebody didn't care about none of that. Somebody come in, yeah, 1,000. 1,000? Why'd you just skip 2 numbers? You skipped at least 2 to 3 numbers, bro. Like, you balling, you this dude is rolling in it, right? Somebody else come 1,200. Somebody 1,300. At this point, I'm 1,400, right? Because I'm like, oh, I want this car. I know my budget. I know what I can go up to. Somebody go 1,450. I go 1,500. I'm thinking in my mind, a heart pumping. This is my last chance. I'm gonna win this car. Somebody go, nah, you're not. You're not winning this car. I can see it in another dude's eyes. He could see the hope in mine. And he's like, this young child who's only experienced an auction for the first time in his life doesn't even realize he's bidding on what may or may not be one of the best cars at the auction today. What makes it one of the best cars at the auction today? Well, the fact that they drove that bitch around. It's a working car. You can drive out of the lot with it. Somebody said, nah, bro, this is not your car right here. Trust me. Somebody came out 2,000. I said, yeah, I'm out. I got to look for another car. You know, and they proceed to bid up 22, 23, 24, 25. I'm like, I had no chance. They're almost double my budget. That specific car ended up going for, I think, $2,800, $2,900. I was like, yeah, I had zero chance. It wasn't going to work, right? Another car come out. I still remember this car. The next car came out. It was an Impala. They said, yeah, we got a nice car for you today, Impala. And apparently the Impala was the best car at the auction, right? There was no hesitation in this vehicle being bid up. The people who came for that car did their research. They knew. They were veterans. They didn't want to spend all day going back and forth. So I'm thinking, all right, I may have a shot with this one. Again, I'm a newbie. I still got the gleam in my eye. And I'm like, oh yeah, this is a nice car too. In fact, oh, this one is better than the last one. Oh, and it's Impala? Okay, I've seen Impalas before, you know, I'm familiar with Impalas. You know, we're going to start the bidding at 3,000. I said, I guess I won't be driving an Impala. You know what I'm saying? They went 3,000. I thought they was going to go, hey, 3,050. No, the first bidder came out 3,500. Second, 4,000. Somebody came out 5,000. I'm like, yo, what? I thought this was an auction. I thought I was supposed to get a car here cheaper than going to a dealership. It's true, but it depends on what car you get. You feel me? We're talking about how life can fuck around and make you the butt of the joke. So here I am still with my $1,500 in my pocket thinking, oh, I'm going to get one of these nice-ass cars. I didn't get one of those nice-ass cars. I did get a running car, but it wasn't that Impala that 5 people got inside of after they paid $6,000 for it. They got in that shit and drove right off. I mean, that car was looking clean for as clean as a car can look at an auction. So now I'm here, and here's a detail that I didn't mention to anyone. My mom was there with me. And my mom, y'all haven't met my mom, but let's just say my mom is on life's team. Sometimes my mom works as like a minion for life. Are y'all catching my drift? So she's looking at me panic, trying to buy a car, and she's not laughing. But she's like, listen, this is an auction. You just have to be patient. You have to get a car that's going to really be in your budget. And that's not going to be one of the nicest car, but you have to get something that runs and it's good. And you have, if they drive it out, then you're likely good. But you got to take your time. You got to be patient. She looking at me. I'm looking at the auctioneer. I'm looking at the cars like, what do you mean take my time? They're jumping me. Y'all don't see them jumping me? You feel me? They're absolutely jumping me. Solo in the building. They're jumping me, Solo. I'm at the car auction and they're jumping me. So she goes, you'll get one. Don't worry. So 2 hours pass and I'm still there and I'm losing hope. And a car pull around. It's not my ideal car. And I'm like, it's not bad, right? It's a car, it's running, and I'm starting to talk myself up at this point. Okay, I can see it. It's a two-door car. The car, by the way, chat, was a 19, yes, I said 19. It's a car from the 1900s. A 1992 Cadillac Eldorado. Mr. Finesse in the building. What's good with you, my guy? You feel me? 1992 Cadillac Eldorado. So I'm locked in. You know what I'm saying? I look down. I look back up. And I had to activate a shotgun gun. I'm like, I need to see. I need to peep everybody that's going on. I've been here for a while now. I'm starting to feel like a veteran. I'm starting to loosen up. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting to feel like Bronny James after his first game. When he did his first game, and then the second game, he came back a little bit more loose. You know what I'm saying? He's like, all right, let me test it out. See if my jumper is the same as it was before I got to the league. That's how I'm feeling. Shotgun gun activated. I'm looking around. I'm like, all right, let me see who's actually bidding on this damn car. You know what I'm saying? Diamond in the back, sunroof top. You feel me? Except for it didn't have near a diamond or a sunroof. Sorry to tell you. But I was locked in. When I saw a couple people, and then the auctioneer came up, yeah, we got another decent one for you. This may be our last running vehicle of the day. So I'm locked in. Got my $1,500 in pocket. I'm ready. He go, we're gonna start the bidding at $750. I go, $750. It's a bet. I said, we locked in. I said, we're not going to overbid. We're just going to bid the next number if we have to. Bidding starts off. $750. Do I hear $750? I'm looking around. Because I'm a veteran now and watch so many cars get snatched from my palm, right? You know what I'm saying? They got snatched right from my hands. So now I'm like, okay, don't bid first. Because there may be people here working for life. And they may just bid up the car just to make you pay more, right? So I sit back. Somebody go, $750 with the unenthusiastic look in their face. $750. I go, cool. I look around. He's like, do I hear $800? You know what I'm saying? You can literally hear my heart pumping. Right? Because I'm locked in. I'm like, this is my chance. Right? Do I hear 800? He said it twice. Somebody go, 800. They want the car too. Okay, we got two people in the game. Somebody goes, 850. Right? I'm looking. I go, 900. Let me put myself in the game so they know, listen, I'm here to play too. You feel me? Then the bidding continues to go up. 1,000, 1,050. I go 1,100. There was a slight hesitation. 1,100. Do I hear 1,150? Auctioneer looking around. You know what I'm saying? My heart's starting to beat a little bit faster because we in the game now. You know what I'm saying? We finally fighting back against life. Do I hear 1,150? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? One more time. Do I hear 1150? Somebody raise their hand. 1150. Immediately after I go 1200. Right? I don't want this person to feel like they have a chance today. 1200. Do I hear 1250? Right? Nobody. Everybody looking around. Do I hear 1250? The crowd start getting smaller. People start walking away. You can see it in their eyes. I don't want that piece of shit. Right? Auctioneer looking around. It felt like 5 minutes, but it was maybe 4 seconds. He goes, 1200 going once, 1200 going twice. I'm looking at my mom with the excitement in my eyes. He goes, 1200 sold to that boy right there. And I feel like at that moment, you know how sometimes when you watch shows with like gods in them and they always got Zeus, they don't never leave Zeus out. And Zeus always got a thunderbolt. I feel like if you can imagine Zeus opening up the clouds and throwing down a thunderbolt, right? But instead of a thunderbolt, it's a fucking pencil. And the auctioneer caught that pencil with a hand the size of the Incredible Hulk. And he just wrote on the paper and fucking handed the slip out like, take your cash to the booth and pay up in the front. Bro, I was excited. My mom was excited for me. For a second, she was on my side and life was just watching us have fun like a damn Grim Reaper in the back. Like, okay. You know what I'm saying? I see y'all. Go ahead, have your little fun. But that's how life is, again. Because at the moment, we weren't heckling life. We were just enjoying it a little bit. Got my first car. You know what I'm saying? So my mom go, I know a place right down the street. Let's get the car. We're going to drive it right down there. We're going to drop it off. Whoa, drop it off. I just bought this car. You know what I'm saying? What do you mean drop it off? She said, yeah, we have to drop the car off. You have to get the car inspected. They have to see what's wrong with the car, if anything's wrong with the car. I'm like, so when do I get the car? They're like, I don't know. We can talk to them when we get down there. So now I just bought this car. I've had this car for 86 seconds. Now I got to drive it 1 mile away and drop it off at this mechanic who I've never met and just give him my keys and be like, hey, can you tell me what's wrong with my car? I just bought it from the auction, but I want to make sure it works. I mean, that's the smart thing to do. But in my mind, it's like, I just paid my life savings of $1,200 for this car. I want to drive it to Baltimore. No, you're not driving to Baltimore today. You need new tires, first of all. Your tires are shit, right? I go, but the tires look so nice. Yeah, they look nice. They'll look even nicer flipped upside down so everybody on the highway can have a better view after you crash this bitch. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bruh, what do you think this is? You just bought a car from an auction. Go back to school. I'll call you in a week and let you know when your car's ready. I said, okay. He said, by the way, give me the other $300 you have in your pocket. Whatever it is, I'll make it work. I said, all right, here's my other $300. No, I never told him how much money I had. He just knew. He just knew the exact number of dollars I had left after the auction. He said, give me your other $300. I said, all right. I said, I got $280. Right? I've been at the auction all day. You're not just about to get me. You feel me? I got $280 for you, my boy. I still need to eat. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what I paid for, but I paid for something. He said, listen, I understand. I'm going to look out for you. I'm going to give you some tires, you know. They ain't going to be brand new, but it'll be some good tires. You can't afford new tires. New tires would be more than this car. So I go, all right, here's $280. Call me in a week. Let me know when my car's ready. Right? Now, I said all that to preface how life can come back at you. Again, we're talking about life. The biggest comedian, Heckle, you get roasted. So now something that you all may be able to resonate with is when you get roasted. Because now it's like, bet, I got a car. So now my mindset is different. My boys, yo, you want to order food? You want to do this? Nah, I got to save my $3. You know what I'm saying? I need to buy gas. I got to save my $3, chat. every little dollar I get is now for my car. I gotta save it. You know what I'm saying? I gotta be able to get around. I got a car now. I gotta save my $3, bro. I can't put on. I can't. We used to be at a time in life when me and the bros listen. Sometimes it get bad. Sometimes it get rough, right? So sometimes, depending on the situation, you might have to go halfsies with one of your bros on a double cheeseburger. Listen, it's $1.05. We can both find we can find the change. Oh, here's a quarter right here. You feel me? We can find the change. We can go in, slice that bitch in half. You know what I'm saying? Or if we got enough, we both get one double cheeseburger each. You feel me? And that's how we're gonna rock it. Sometimes that's what life gave you. When life gives you lemons, you know what I'm saying? You gotta make lemonade. But if you can, add some ice to that bitch, because lemonade be hot. Shout out to Ramona in the building. Shout out to all my Kiwis. Y'all already know our resident future fortune teller is in the building. Shout out to Ramona. You feel me? But yeah, I gotta save my $3 because I need gas for my car. That's the vibe I was on, right? Now let's skip ahead, right? That was just a journey of how most people may feel when they get their first car. But then when you're a veteran at the game, sure, your car still may be some shit. But now all right, I'm working now. I got a job. You know what I'm saying? I got a couple 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 1,000. Got a couple dollars left in my pocket after all the things I had to do. I done paid all my bills. I done did all this. So, we good. I got a couple dollars in my pocket. And this is how excited you get, right? You in. You know what I'm saying? You counting your money. Oh, I got extra money left over. You thinking, it got to be something that I didn't pay. Did I pay my cell phone bill? Yeah, I paid that shit. Rent definitely paid. I'm not trying to get kicked out this bitch. Is the water bill due? Is the electric? Whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? It's paid. Is daycare paid? Is everything? Oh, it's paid. You were on it. Oh, we on it. We got extra bread. All right, bet. What we gonna do with it? Here come life looking at you. Like, nigga, I remember that shit you did. You know what I'm saying? You over here happy and shit. You driving. The fuck is that sound? You looking around like, let me turn my radio down so I can hear what that sound is. Like, is it? And this is how, first of all, life give you sounds to know, like, listen, I'm on your ass. Because first of all, you hear the sound of brakes. You be like, the fuck? I know my brakes ain't going out. You turn the music down. You're like, yo, my brakes, what the hell? You turn it down. You may like, it's a faint sound. You can't hear it. You got to wind the window down, right? You wind your window down. You're like, I need a better listen. Oh, that's somebody else's car. Woo! Thank goodness. But you're not out of the clear. Your shit's still fucked up. You just don't know what's wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? If anybody has ever been on an airplane, I promise you, the sound of them telling you put your seatbelt on is the exact same sound as when your fucking check engine light comes on. That shit be boom. You be like, no. Right? If you're on a plane, you're thinking, damn, I should have got up and used the bathroom. Now I got to wait until they taxi this bitch to use the bathroom. Right? Or if you're in your car and you hear that bing, you like, shit, help. You ain't got no help button. You might push on star. Yeah, can we help you with something? My check engine light came on. That's not our fucking problem. Solve that shit yourself. On star, hang up on your ass. You're like, what the fuck? What am I to do? Now your check engine light come on, right? And it's still, and life be so rough that it be some shit that you never even think of happening, and it shit still costs you money, right? Party animal in the building, you feel me? Anytime party animal come in, y'all already know it's a party. You feel me? Shout out to the chat. We're talking about our life. And we're talking about how life can whoop your ass, especially if you're heckling, or if you're not heckling. So that's what a check engine light sounds like. If you haven't never had a check engine light, bless you. If you have, you know what I'm talking about. It's like the worst sound ever, right? But as you kind of get more experience with vehicles, you start to know your car. I know how much I can drive before this bitch run out of gas. I know if the check engine light cut on. I know what the problem is. Excuse me. But you know your car, right? We know our car. I know my shit. Either you want to ride or you don't. I ain't gonna run out of gas. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? You know your shit. You know your car. You feel me? Ramona's from the future. She definitely knows your car. She could have told you, listen, your check engine light gonna come on. Don't panic, right? And that's what you got to do with life. You can't panic. Because if you do, life gonna look at you like, oh, we got one. We got one. We got a little sensitive ass. We got one, right? And they're gonna start jumping you. Because life got boys, right? You're like, how life got boys, right? I told you, life can take any form it needs to whoop your ass in the event you start heckling. And that can show up as hey, I'm life. I'm coming to fuck with you. And I'm going to fuck with you through your car. You thought you had some extra money? Nah, let's take your shit to the shop. Not just any shop. A shop that you think you can afford, but is actually going to be more expensive. Oh, and because you're laughing at the situation and you're not being serious about it, let me remind you. Remember how you was going through all your bills, right? And you checked off your fucking cell phone, and you checked off your rent, and you checked off your water, and you checked off your electricity. Remember how you checked all that shit off and you was feeling good? Let me remind you, your ass forgot to go to the grocery store, and eggs are now $20. So you're going to be eating Eggles for the next week. You better pick up some fucking ramen noodles, my man, right? That's how life can come at you. Oh, you may have forgotten to do this, right? You know what I'm saying? That's how life comes at you. It comes at you fast. But you have to stay positive. I heard something really wise yesterday. Someone said, listen, when good things, this is why it's important to be humble. Because when good things happen for you, if you get overly excited, you start to let the external factors change how you feel about things. Which means that as excited as you got about something good happening, you can feel equally as bad if something bad happens, right? Let's switch gears. Let's switch gears, chat. Switching gears. You know what I'm saying? Let's bring up the files. So what are we talking about here? We're talking about life, right? And if you've been here, you know, again, if anybody's new in the chat, first of all, W to y'all. But if you're here and you don't know, what has been happening with True, right? First of all, y'all know life been kicking my ass because of this whole school situation. Yes, school situation. If you don't know this about me, I have 2 children. One has been in school for a few years. The other one, this is going to be his first year in school. Matter of fact, I need to check on him. He's still sleeping. This is going to be his first year in school. So what's the school situation? About 3 weeks ago-ish, right? We get an email from the school. They say, hey, sorry to disappoint you, but the school's not opening back up next year. We don't give a damn that you re-enrolled at the beginning of the year. We don't care that it's not a year in advance and giving you time to plan. We don't care that it's the middle of the summer. We're letting you and all the teachers know at the same time that you're not coming back here, right? So anything you need from us or anything you need to do it by July 31st because we're shutting this bitch down, right? That's verbatim what the email said. That's verbatim what the email said. You feel me? And it's a perfect time, right? And what I mean by perfect time is it's a perfect time for us before we get into that conversation that we turn up real quick because my boy paying the bill. You feel me? Okay, we're talking about life and how life can just come up and beat your ass. You know what I'm saying? Life will beat your ass to music. You feel me? Life will fucking beat your ass while you got bills. You feel me? Shout out to that man. So, how does all of that I told you about me going to an auction, about me taking a car here, about check engine lights sounding like airplanes, what does that have to do with anything, right? Well, that was just to give you a visual look at one of the things that people deal with in life. There's a number of things people deal with in life, right? That's just one of them, especially if you drive a car. We know that cars will beat your ass. So life. This is how life gets funny, right? So there's always the positives and negatives of things, but you always have to stay positive, right? So the school situation. We all right, we went through the whole school fair. We went through the applications for a new school. There was the whole thing about, hey, when you go to a new school, they're all aware of the situation. They're going to be nice to you, blah, blah, blah. Fuck all that, right? So let me give you an update. We got an email from the new school, right? Excuse me for a second. We got an email from the new school, and it was like, congratulations. Your son has been accepted into the 2nd grade. Please click the link below to fill out the enrollment and take care of everything else you need to take care of to make sure your son can start school on the first day of school. Bet. Exciting news. We're looking for the other email. What is the other email? We got 2 kids, right? For your little one, he does have a Brigance assessment that he needs to take. Y'all remember me ranting for like 30 minutes about the Brigance assessment? For those of you who are new here, the Brigance assessment is an assessment they give to little kids, ages basically 2 to 5 years old, about, let's see if the little kid is ready for fucking school, right? This is where life comes in. My son took the Brigance assessment. I'm pretty sure I updated y'all, but if I didn't, here's the short of it. The fucking lady gave him toys in the morning, right? Key in the building. Shout out to my nigga King. So they gave him the assessment. It started off crazy. And then he ended up locking in. Show me a yellow circle. My man was like, Show me a red square. My man was like, Build up these blocks. My man was like, Right? Draw this line. My man's like, Show me your nose. Right? Choose your Pokemon. Right? My man was like this. He said, fucking Squirtle. You know what I'm saying? He was locked in. You feel me, chat? So then, yesterday morning, I'm reaching out to the school. I'm like, what's good with y'all? You know what I'm saying? Typing this. How y'all doing? What's up with y'all? What's the update on my baby? You know what I'm saying? He need to be in school. We need to think about uniforms. We need to think about all this shit. What's up? The lady goes, yeah. The person who administered the test, she's still doing the update. So let me check in and let me make sure, and then we'll get back to you, etc., etc., etc. Right? So I go, cool. I was able to talk to somebody. Shout out to Mr. Finesse with the biddies. Shout out to that man, a winner. So check. So the lady reaches back out later in the evening and she goes, yeah, we're still trying to finalize everything. And we're trying to narrow down all of the candidates. I'm like, candidates? My son's 2 years old. He's going to pre-K 3. What are you talking about? Right? He'll have an opportunity to retest on Thursday. The fuck you mean retest? Retest? He was already stressed, chat, in the first test. This is the first time this little kid has actually walked through a school, basically. And then he's given a test? What the fuck you mean? You feel what I'm saying? Exactly, Paige. The fuck they mean? Retest. So I'm trying to stay positive, right? Because my other kid, he's registered. He's enrolled. He's going to the school. There's no time to change the schools, right? Schools start in a month. He can retest. So my wife like, so are you saying that the test determines whether the kid gets into the school or not? And she goes, yes, the test does determine whether they get in the school or not. And I'm like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? A test determines whether this child gets into this school, this 2-year-old. And I told y'all before, when my son did the test, the lady who apparently, I don't know if she was volunteering or what, but she thought it was a good idea before his test to bring out a box of toys, and he locked in. So when the toys got taken away, he was upset. So we had to get his mind straight. He never told the lady taking the test his name. And that, amongst him not fucking drawing the perfect circle, I guess got him points deducted. I don't know. Maybe they got a ton of little kids trying to get in that class and they're just trying to take the ones with the top scores to put them in the class, but that shit is insane. So they're telling him he needs to retest tomorrow. And there's no certainty that he'll do any better. He could fucking do worse, right? A test? Nigga, is y'all crazy? We're talking about a 2-year-old who's turning 3 this month. He's just going to meet the deadline for the damn, you know what I'm saying? And because it's pre-K 3, and if you have children, you know that a kid that is, let's call it 3 years and 5 months, who's still not old enough to go to pre-K 4, is going to be way more capable of doing things than a kid who's just turning 3 in like a month, right? Those months matter. That development matters. But this is why I say life is funny, because you're telling me this motherfucker has to test to get into a school when 2 hours out of the day is nap time? The other couple hours is going to be y'all playing outside and y'all... Chat. This is a private school, right? And the reason why we're going with the school is because we're trying to get both of our kids in the same school, right? I think I said this before, but in case anyone hasn't heard this, I went to public school my whole life. Public school is fine, right? My wife went to private school her whole life. She prefers that environment, right? We made an agreement that, hey, if you want to, I guess, if you want to be the one to make the choices in terms of education, you can do that. Because I'll tell you right now, I was not the best student. I told y'all before, I'll tell you again, I spent more than enough time in the principal's office. I spent all of like 3rd grade in the principal's office. I never saw a classroom. They moved my desk in the principal's office before the school year started. So the first day of school, they were waiting for me in the front and they walked my ass right to the principal's office. I never saw a classroom in the 3rd grade, chat. That was me as a student. That was me. You know what I'm saying? That was me. That was me, baby. Fucking frolic into the principal's office. That was me. That was true. So I'm in no position, even as an adult, to be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? To neglect essentially my wife's decision on what she wants to do for their education. Right? Mr. Finesse said he didn't talk in the 3rd grade. See, we all had little things that we overcame, but I don't recall any of us fucking brigance assessing to determine if we are fucking intelligent enough for nap time. You fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's that about? Anyway, so that's what we're dealing with. And now, of course, because it's such a stressful situation, I just look at both sides. Like life be lifing, right? That's how I look at it. Life doesn't give a fuck about you or your plans. Life just be like, hey, this is what I got for you. Take it or leave it. So now I have to get him to lock in again for this test tomorrow. And I don't know how it's going to go, but we're going to do it anyway. But you best believe after we leave there, we're just going to take him straight to this other school that's for 2 to 5 year olds that doesn't have a test to get in. You just pay them and they'll do what they do for all 2 to 5 year olds. They'll educate them the way they educate them, etc. It's a nice little place, but that was our secondary option. We didn't think that it was a possibility for our almost 3-year-old to potentially get denied access to a school because he couldn't fucking draw a vertical line perfectly straight. Or because he chose that moment to not say his damn name. Because he can talk. He can say his name. He can also stack blocks, right? All the things he did. He also knows way more body parts than people think. But in that test, she said, hey, show me your eyes. And this little nigga pointed to his toes. And I'm like, thanks for choosing this time to embarrass me. Right? But he's a kid. He's a 2-year-old. He doesn't care about your plans. He doesn't know that this damn Brigance assessment is going to determine whether he can get into college or not. This is a damn child. Right? He's a child. We're sitting him in this damn room at a round table and quizzing him like he's trying to get into fucking Professor X Xavier for talented and gifted children. You know what I'm saying? The test for X-Men and little X children wasn't even that difficult. You feel what I'm saying? So, nonetheless, we'll deal with it as it comes. Shout out to the chat. You feel me? We'll deal with it as it comes. If we got to cover his eyes until he's ready to control his damn lasers, we'll do that. You feel me? We'll do that if we have to do that. Right? So that's what we're dealing with. Sorry, chat. But we may end up going quote unquote IRL in a second because Lil Baby just got up. He got up, he turned on his light, and he's sitting there like, nigga, I'm hungry. Bro need to buy Superman drawing Batman belt wrong. Exactly. Right? You know what I'm saying? They didn't like the fact that when he drew Superman, Superman also had on Batman's helmet. They didn't like that shit. They're like, nah, that's not how it's done. You know, not how it's done. Mind you, they never gave us the quote unquote score of this assessment. And again, chat, you got to be positive and you can't wild out. You know what I'm saying? That's the new, better version of me, etc. You can't wild out because my other son still needs to go to this school. And eventually, whether the little baby gets in this year or not, he's still eventually going to have to go to this school because that's the school we've chosen for our children. The other school is fucking closed. Why do we need to send him to this school? Because the area we live in, you don't want to really send your kid to a daycare because some of the daycares beat up your kid. It's not funny, but it is. One of the daycares that's not far away was on the news because a lady literally kicked a child out of a chair, physically with her foot, and they have it on camera. It's crazy. Another daycare said they refused to change a child's diaper because they didn't like the little girl's attitude. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And because the public schools in the area want your kids to start off at a disadvantage, your kids, I don't know if y'all know this, I don't know if this is the same in y'all area. Shout out to DJ Malcolm in the building. But kids in this particular county are not allowed to start school, public school, until they're age 5. Right? You want to take a random baby and go up there. Facts. Facts. They can't start school till age 5, chat. And if you have kids or been around kids, you know 5 years old is old for a kid. Right? It's at this day and age in 2025, when we got ChatGPT, it's too old for a kid to sit in the house and not be going somewhere. You got to go to a daycare. You got to go somewhere. You can't just sit in the house. Especially like, you know, there's fortunate people out there, us being one of them, who has Pop, right? Pop can take care of the kids so we can save on the child care expenses. But Pop's an old man. He's not teaching the kid all day. He's just keeping the kid alive, right? And these kids have to be taught, because by the time they hit 5 and they go to school, right, you're going to have kids who know how to use ChatGPT and how to scroll on iPads, while you have other kids who may not necessarily be able to afford an iPad or a tablet or whatever you want to call it, and they start off at a disadvantage because most of the classrooms got electronic fucking boards. They don't have this standard chalkboard that I got right here. They got huge ass screens. You feel me? That's what they got, chat. Yeah, children can't be children, right? They can't. So this is some of the stuff we're dealing with. You feel me? I'm looking at a little baby, chat. And he's already, you know, he's been up for, let me see. That's the vibe we on, chat. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's the deal with that? Anyway, that was a little rant. Let me see if I can switch gears really quick, because I actually do need to go get this little kid. Let me see if I can go, quote unquote, IRL. They grow up, man, and little things such as Wi-Fi can change their growth. But little baby, you know what I'm saying? This man gotta do a Brigance assessment again. Again, chat. Like, what more do you want from me type shit? You feel me? J Vax in the building. What more do you want from me? That's exactly what my son is saying. Y'all want me to test again? He's 2, but I ain't tell him yet. So I gotta have that conversation with him. Listen, I know you did a test before and you locked in, but they want you to do it again, my boy. They basically said you didn't do good enough the first time. Which is crazy. You feel me? Which is crazy. Let's see if we can get the mobile cam running. Let's get the mobile cam running. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, chat. But that's how life can do you sometimes. Whoa, buddy, slow down. You know what I'm saying? Because we learning, we got a couple of tricks up our sleeve too, though. So let's see. Okay, that booger cam. Let's see if we can lock in with the mic. Sorry, chat. You guys can hear me, right? Oh yeah, y'all can hear me. W's to the damn biddies. W's to that. Shout out to the biddies. Let me find my little stick real quick. We're gonna go IRL. Y'all know we don't go too long. Hot box in the building. set up so we can try to transition real quick. Y'all know the vibes. Chat. Now you guys should be able to hear me. If I did that correctly, you should be able to hear me. I gotta find my tablet. We going live, baby. Gotta take this with me so I can make sure y'all can hear me. Make sure I can see the chat. Make sure I can go get little baby. All those things. Hold up. Let me sit this here for a second. Let me make sure y'all can hear me. I gotta do my test. Gotta do my test, chat. Okay. Trying to bringing up my stream manager on my tablet. Testing. Testing. All right, bet y'all can hear me. Let's get it. Y'all already unlocked all these levels. What's up, little baby? How you feeling, man? What's up? Good morning. Hi. Huh? There's a noise out there? What kind of noise out there? That's There's a noise out there. Say hi. Oh, chat. Hey, you have a test tomorrow? We'll talk about it later. Did you use the bathroom? Huh? Did you? Did you go right there? Use the bathroom. Go. Go ahead. Use the bathroom right there. Fully potty trained for all these places. He does pretty good, but he's two. He's still working on it. He'll be there though by the time school starts, because he's been locking in, right? Yes? Little baby. Yep. Shout out to the chat. Oh, audio keeps cutting out? I wonder if it's because of my beard. Let's try this. Hold on. Somewhere. Well, I'll just put it right there for now. How's that sound? Does that sound good? That's probably better, yeah. I think it's my beard, because I had it right here on my shirt, and then anytime I look down, even though it has this little windscreen, I think it was like my beard was rubbing on it. So we'll troubleshoot that too. Oh, what was I doing? Oh, so this mic, right? This is a DJI microphone, right? I'm not sponsored by DJI. This is just the microphone I have because you asked for it. It's a mini mic, And the actual thing, and when I go downstairs, I can actually show you as well. But it actually came with two. So I got my phone upside down. I'm looking over there, but the camera's over there. So it came with two, and it came with a transmitter as well. I think it was it was less than $200, but it comes with two. And not only do they connect to the DJI camera that I have, but you also can use them as Bluetooth, so they connect to other devices as well. It's pretty nice. And it's like seamless. So you guys saw me when I literally put it on my shirt. As soon as I took it out of the charging case that it came with, it just automatically switches as the primary source of audio. Yeah. Specifically, where did I buy it? I got it when I went to New York. So if you guys recall me going to New York like 2 weeks ago, we were walking the city. They had a DJI store, and we went in there to look at stuff, and we saw these mics, and we're like, fuck it, why not? So yeah. Also, just to let you guys know too, let me tell you another life be kicking your ass. And if you live up north, and what I consider up north, like New York, New Jersey, Delaware, stuff like that, um, I learned firsthand how they're probably like shitting on you guys, basically. Because obviously I drove up there, as many of you know, and let me make sure, because the sound is also coming through my phone, but I don't have an echo, do I, chat? Okay, it'll be okay. So I drove up there, and I got my toll tickets in the mail. Let me tell you, out of all the places, New Jersey, y'all need y'all ass whooped. The authorities and the people running those tolls in New Jersey, y'all absolutely need a spanking, because that's insane. Like that, I only had to do it once. I don't do it often, but I can tell that people who have to do it often, y'all are, that's literal highway robbery. And just to let the chat know, so I went through several tolls, right? And the tolls ran from anywhere between like $2 to like $6 or $8, right? But they have the administrative fees that they attach onto the toll, and I'm assuming that the administrative fee is like, okay, we had to take a picture, we had to process the picture, we had to mail out the thing to you. Fine, cool. You need your fee for all the work you didn't do, right? All the work that's pretty much automated. Cool. Not gonna complain about it. But an administrative fee for every toll, even though all of those toll charges are on the same piece of mail, is insane. Let me give you an example. I have several tolls that I went through. I understood. I budgeted for the tolls. The tolls for New Jersey, let's say on one piece of mail that I have, there were 3 tolls I went through. The tolls totaled up to almost $11, right? How much do you think I owe, chat? Anybody from New Jersey can tell me how much I owe? Did I freeze? Did I freeze, chat? I'm gonna have to go back downstairs. Go pee pee. Let me see. If you guys can still hear me, I hear you, buddy. Here, you gotta put your underwear on. Let me see. Did I freeze? Straight like that. Anyway, let me get my little baby off the potty. You done using the bathroom, my boy? Oh, it switched back. Y'all can still hear me. But y'all should be able to still hear me. But give me a second, chat. Give me a second. I'm still here. But yeah, that's crazy, right? That is crazy. $161 for freaking tolls. That's absolutely insane. But yeah, let me see if I can, hold up. So Mr. Finesse, you could tell right now that the microphone, see, this is why we upgraded, right? Because I need to get, like I said, I'm taking my son off the potty, you know. And normally y'all would catch me running downstairs right now because the audio, hold up, bro, hold on, calm down. The audio would also switch back. But because I have the microphone, which is technically a Bluetooth device, what I learned about it is that even though, for example, my mobile camera decided that it wants to be shitty, the microphone still operates normally because it's the primary audio source. That's why I can talk to you guys, even though my camera is not on me. You guys are seeing my chair. So in just a second, we're gonna go back downstairs so we can switch our camera back. And this is why also I need my screens too. And eventually we're gonna get our screens right, right, little baby. We're gonna get our screens right. So if this happens and it switches, it's gonna be like, be right back, or whatever the case is. We'll figure it out. Yep. Hold on. You wanna go downstairs first? Yeah, let's go fix our camera and then we'll come back and brush our teeth. Come on. But $160 is freaking crazy. I'm walking down and switch the cameras back now, chat. Come on. Let's go. Huh? What you say? Don't get too excited. We got to come back up here and brush your teeth. Hopefully mommy's not watching this stream right now. She's going to be like, brush my baby's teeth first before you walk downstairs. She definitely doesn't like when the kids leave upstairs without brushing their teeth first. And I get it. We got to make sure we take care of their teeth. Yeah, chat. $161 is insane. It's insane. And this is all I have to do to change the source back. Y'all see little baby. Say hi. Look right there. Look at that phone right here. Come right here. Say hi. Right here. Say hi right here, though. All right. You ain't got to push me like that. So this is the other camera right here. So this is the other. That's the, again, not sponsored, but this is the DJI camera. Shout out to Cabana in the building. Shout out to the biddies. Y'all already know the vibes. But that's the other camera right there. And this is the other view. See that? So that's my mobile camera, right? That's that camera. So this is how I can switch back and forth between those. And then here is the Nexigo. So then if I cut this one, I can switch to that one, right? W biddies. But that's how I run the multiple cameras. And depending on the sources, like you could do as many sources as you want if you're connected to the computer. But in terms of mobile cameras, so this camera here, until I actually pay for the Streamlabs OBS service, you can only do one collaborative device. And let me put y'all on game real quick, because y'all know we like to learn here, right? With the collab cam is what it's referred to as. On the collab cam, it's just a link, right? I explained how that works to y'all before. Matter of fact, let me just go ahead and let me make sure that's muted so it's not messing up my So the collab cam, right? So I explained how that works to y'all before. I can send that link to anyone. So let me tell you, this is gonna come in the future, right? Watch, let me switch audio, because I wanna shut off the mobile cam. But this is finesse if you're still in the building. This is what it looks like. So this is this is one mic here that I put the little windscreen on, and it's the other mic here. So it comes with two mics. This is the charging case, and that's the transmitter as well. Yeah, so our audio is working. So the collab cam, let me put you on game. It hasn't worked, but I'm going to test it with someone to see how well it does work. What it can do is you can send the link to someone and they can access your stream from that link, right? So what that means is if I do this, but instead of me using the link, which I did from my phone because I just emailed the link to myself and accessed the link through my phone, I'm gonna send that link to someone else. So when I click on this same camera, which is the collab cam, instead of it showing that mobile camera for me, it's gonna show whatever camera they're using, right? And I'm using Streamlabs for anyone who's wondering. That's what I'm using. I'm using Streamlabs, and I have everything essentially set up on Streamlabs, right? Including, and again, I'll go over my setup again because y'all know I be upgrading my setup fast as hell. But you see the TV behind me, right? That's not the capture card. That's the physical, call it secondary monitor, because I'm using the TV as my secondary monitor. So sometimes I put the chat up on there. But if I want to see that on my live, I could just do this, right? That's how that would look. But I'm still here, right? And the same kind of view that you would see a lot of people do, which is, for example, shrinking themselves. See? I'm still here. And then even, watch this. Now, because I switched it over there, you can actually see my Streamlabs, right? So that is a second monitor. That's how that is set up, right? W's to that. But I have a lot, and I can fit the screen. I have a lot of different sources set up. I also have my capture card set up as well. And then I still have my regular desktop too set up. So if I wanted to look at my actual desktop, that's my actual desktop right there. So I have a few sources. I have all the sources. I have all the cameras. How many cameras? We don't know. But we have all the cameras, right? So that's a little, oh, you use Streamlabs too. Okay, so here's a quick tutorial. And anybody else who's using Streamlabs, here is the quick tutorial on how you accomplish this, right? I'll give everybody 10 seconds to open your Streamlabs if you're using Streamlabs. While y'all do that, we're going to listen to this. Oh, W Ramona with the emote. All right. now that you got your Streamlabs open, let me show you exactly what to do. Disclaimer, the link that you receive, you don't want to show to your stream. If you do, you can always create a new one. Just like your streamer key, you definitely don't want your streamer key being blasted live on your stream because people can take over your streams. So with this, what you want to do is sources, right? And then you can just confirm, because I know Mr. Finesse says he's using Streamlabs, but if you click sources, right in the middle, there's a plus sign, right? So there's a plus sign right in the middle. Once you see that, you're going to click it. Shout out to Shaw in the building. W. Shaw. True legend. It's hilarious. If y'all don't understand what she means, definitely go check out her stream so she can push you on to the True Legend. All right, so you click sources. Hey, little baby, where you going? Come back. Thank you. All right, so, sorry. All right, so click on the plus sign for the sources, and then you're going to scroll down just a little bit to where it says video and audio, right? Once you go down to video and audio, you're going to click on, it says collab cam, stream with guests, right? The description on the right says invite guests to join your stream from a web browser or their Streamlabs desktop. Stream games or IRL broadcast together, use additional camera angles and more, right? When you click on collab cam, you can click add source, right? After you click add source, if you already have different sources set up, they'll show up in the link. If not, there's a radio button. W Ramona. Shout out to Ramona for coming through. Y'all know she's on the other side of the world. So it's time for her to say Betty bye. But we always appreciate you. W's to our VIP. Ramona, have a good evening. We're going to catch you on the next one for sure. Shout out to my kids. Yeah, so Mr. Finesse. So there's a radio button that says add a new source instead, right? When you click that, you can name the source whatever you want. So for me, for example, I name it True's iPhone, right? Whatever source that you plan on using if you use it often, but the source it starts off with, it should say collab cam, right? After that, I'm gonna name mine test, so when it adds, I can delete it because I don't need to add another source right now. But you click add source, and after you do add source, it's gonna take you to another screen, right? And you're gonna see what it says, invite URL. That URL is what you need to get added into the stream. You need help? Right. So to let you know how I got it on my phone, right? So if you're using, for example, all Apple devices, you can probably just iMessage it to yourself. If you're not and you're using a PC, similar to what I'm doing, I can't iMessage from a PC to an iPhone. So I took the link, right? There's a button that says copy. You copy that link, right? And I pasted that link into an email and I emailed it to myself. So now when I go to my email, that link is there. So I just starred or favorite or flag the email, whatever you want to do. That way it's always essentially in the same spot when I need it. So for example, when I set up my mobile cam, I just go to my email, I click the link, and then after I click the link on my phone, let me show you. This is what it looks like. On my phone, so, right? I want to show you this. Or maybe I could do it like this. Watch this. Just to be kind of extra. Okay. So on my phone, right, it starts off with showing my screen or whatever I'm recording. And then it shows you all this information down here. And then you see over here at the bottom, right, it says join with Streamlabs or join. I haven't done join with Streamlabs yet. I just click join. And then when I click join, right, I'll do that now. I click join, and then this is what comes up, right? So after that comes up, because I already added my source in here, then I could just click show on stream. So you click that same source that you added and hit show on stream, and then it's there, right? But again, hit sources, collab cam, add source, right? You add your new source. Sorry, give me 1 second. The sound of toys being dumped out of a toy box is crazy. Let me switch my cameras real quick, chat. My bad. And then I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go back to that walkthrough really quick, just so I can make sure I covered all the bases for you. Oh, I'm like, where the hell's my camera at? All right, to the screen. There we go. All right. So again, a real quick walkthrough. I'm gonna leave my mobile cam, but you sources, scroll down to video and audio, collab cam, add source, add a new source, right? Labeling mine test. Click add source. You have the URL link so you can copy it, and after you copy it, that's how you can access it. You see at the bottom also it says the webcam and microphone source you select below will broadcast to your guests. So you can choose which one, but you could also choose later too while you're in your Streamlabs. But after you get that link, that's all you need, and you just close that. Now to get your physical camera on stream, now that you're on sources, let me share my screen with you just so you can actually see exactly what I'm talking about. Right, so here's my desktop. So after you're actually on here, so you see the one I added, which is this test, right? If you click, hold up. Sorry, before I do that, let me just make sure. Yeah, I didn't want to, you click this setting. Look, let me show you. You click this settings. I'm not going to click it because I'm live, and when I click it, it's going to show my actual link. Hold up. Let me see if the link is the same, because if it's not the same, then it doesn't matter. Yeah, my link is the same. But you click that settings, and after you click that settings, up at the top, you're going to see whatever device connected to your link that you sent yourself. So whether it be your laptop, your phone, or whatever, you're going to see that device at the top. But you click that other device, and then you just click show on stream. And then once you do that, it's going to pop up. So that's how you do it. So play around with that. Because if you've seen some of my old broadcasts, I use hella cameras, hella views, all types of stuff. But it's really convenient if you're using well, I use Streamlabs, so it's convenient to add additional sources and get different views and walk from here to there. Because even if, let's say, you have only cameras on your computers or laptop, you could use your laptop as your IRL cam and walk around the house or whatever you do. Yeah, it's dope. So next time you stream, when I come in your chat, I want you got to show me some magic. Show me it's working. Shout out to Step Back in the building. Y'all already know the vibes. It's a party. But yeah, I've been chatting y'all ear for an hour and a half. I appreciate y'all coming through, but that, I gave you some examples of how life can kick your ass. Some of the ways life is kicking my ass. They're kicking my ass through tolls. They're kicking my ass through this little guy who, I'm trying to raise my kids to be like, listen, it happened. We're going to move on. So I'm going to keep y'all updated because like I told you before, even though it seems like an episode, this is my real life and it happens in order. So I'm not going to come in here one day and I'm going to be 10 years younger. It's just not going to happen. I'm giving it to y'all real. You feel me? So shout out to that. Shout out to y'all spending time with me today, listening to my stories. But y'all know what the vibe is. Indulge me. Because it's time for us to look for someone to raid. Right? And we're building a little community here, so I gotta check the raid schedule first. You know what I'm saying? If y'all not part of the raid train, join up. Join up. Come and hang out with us. Hang out with us, catch a vibe. We all support each other, all those things, you feel me? Missouri gonna have to teach me how to see people's names on freaking Discord. It says streamer mode, because I'm trying to see who this is. I can't see the name. Let me see. Because I think this person may be streaming, but I don't know who it is. Let me see. Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can find this person real quick, chat. That's the only thing. Like, I'm still learning Discord and everything, but if I'm streaming and I try to go, it kind of blocks the name. It blocks the chat. Huge W. Oh, if you want to pass me. Oh, bet. All right. I was just about to say that too. I was about to say, I see you. Bet. So appreciate y'all, chat. Y'all already know the vibes. We're going to go check out my man PK. He already doing the work on football. Let's get that raid started. Let's get that raid started then. Let me get him up. I be learning at the same time I'm teaching. I be telling y'all. So I appreciate all the support again, all the bits, all the subscriptions, all the follows. Can't do it without y'all. Y'all know the vibes. See y'all over there. I'm gonna go brush the baby teeth before I get in trouble. Before the wife watch this. Catch y'all on the next one.